I'm Colonel Craig Duncan, and we'd like you to stay tuned after this episode to learn more about Whiskey University.
Hey guys, I'm Chris Yao, Lieutenant Colonel with Whiskey University. I'm here today with the founder of Whiskey University, Craig Duncan.
Hi, I'm Colonel Craig Duncan from Whiskey University. Glad to be here.
And we are glad you are here. Well, somebody is. Probably not me. I don't really care if you're here or not. I'm just here to drink bourbon.
There we go. I'm ready to try.
So today we are actually going to talk a little bit about Whiskey University, briefly. Whiskey University started about 7 years ago with you and a couple of buddies who decided just to get together and drink a little bit, and eventually it turned into a full-fledged, let's learn about this, let's teach about this, and that's really cool because, you know, when you are teaching others about something you really enjoy and they can see that passion, it kind of breeds a little bit of passion in them too, doesn't it?
Absolutely. In fact, our group has grown so much. We are teaching public classes at restaurants and bars throughout Middle Tennessee, and we teach as many as 54 classes right now, all about 2.5 hours each.
It's really fun, and if you guys get a chance to get out to one of those, you should definitely do that. At the end of this video, you'll actually see, like we said earlier, you'll see a little bit more. We'll go in depth about Whiskey University, but you can always follow us on social media and on the website, which is down at the bottom of the screen. So let's talk about bourbon, because that's why we're here. All right, so let's talk about this one right here. I teach the Willett class, and I don't really know why I teach the Willett class, other than the girl at the distillery was kind of cute, so I got real excited about it, and then I got married, so she's not cute at all anymore.
You liked a lot of those at the distillery tour itself. I think that's why you may have chosen it.
Absolutely, and this is one of my absolute favorites. This is Noah's Mill, and this is one of those that it's a little bit higher in proof. It's part of their small batch collection. And fun fact, Willett was the second distillery to ever do a small batch collection behind Jim Beam.
They sure
are. And that's a tribute to Even Kulsveen, who is he's the master distiller, and his family owns the distillery, so that's kind of cool.
Right on. In fact, the Willets and the Beams, the one you mentioned earlier, they're two of the three royal families of bourbon, the Browns as well, but those two families. So the fact that Jim Beam came out with their small batch collection in '92, and then Willett came out with their small batch collection in '94 is a pretty neat tribute to the two royal families.
Right, and so this particular bourbon, Noah's Mill, is 114.3 proof, and their entire small batch collection is made up of no more than 12 barrels. So Willett's a very small distillery, especially compared to like a Jim Beam, right? Willett is a very, very small operation. It's on a much smaller piece of land, and sits, ironically, right on Rowan's Creek, which is where Noah's Mill sits, on that creek on their property. So that's where it bears its name.
So this is made with less than 12 barrels?
No more than 12, so greater than or less than.
Is that what a small batch is? Only 12 barrels or less?
That is their small batch.
Okay.
So they don't put more than 12 barrels together to make this particular taste profile.
Okay. What about other distilleries?
That just depends a lot about their.
They're all different.
Yeah, they're all different.
Sure.
It could depend on whatever size the distillery is. I mean, if you've got 9 gazillion barrels, a small batch could be 2,000.
So there's not a legal definition.
There's not a legal definition, no. So let's talk a little bit about it, and go ahead and pour you a small sip there if you'd like. This won gold at the 2005 San Francisco World Competition, so that's a very high honor for them. Let's just tell people, I like to put a little bit of ice in my glass just because that's the way I like to drink it, and especially with the higher proofs, it kind of brings the proof down just a little bit. And
you will hear this debate throughout the bourbon industry. Some people saying you have to drink it neat. Some people saying put a little water or an ice cube in. Some people mixing it. I think most distillers don't care how you drink it as long as you're buying their brand.
The distilleries don't care. It's the bourbon snobs that we are not that will tell you. So I like to look at the legs on mine. And
you're absolutely right. I will mention that by adding an ice cube or just a few drops of water, it will help the bourbon bloom. Changes it slightly, actually brings it out of its shell a little bit.
Absolutely. So, what do you get on the nose there?
A little plum, a little oak.
I'm getting a hint of vanilla.
Absolutely.
That's probably my biggest.
That is the biggest I get out of it as well.
And that's really, I mean, that's probably my favorite part of bourbon is when you get to the sweet side and that sort of thing. So typically that's something that you see with a lot of older bourbons, the more caramel and vanilla flavors. So really interesting. Let's see what it tastes like. Of course, that first sip, we're going to coat the tongue and do a little Kentucky chew there. And the second one, we'll get a little bit more of the flavor. I like to aerate on my tongue. I'm a little weird, I know.
Wow. That, for 114 proof, it's a lot smoother than I thought it would be.
It's awfully smooth, and not just smooth, but it's very flavorful.
Oh, absolutely.
There are probably 4 or 5 different things that you can taste at any given moment while you're drinking this. And there's one specific thing, and I can't call it, but it's kind of spicy, like almost like a rye, but it doesn't have, it doesn't burn. It's just kind of spicy, just a little spice.
A little allspice.
That's what it is.
And a little rye. Yeah. I'm getting the same thing. Maybe a little toasted pecan there as well.
I don't know. I don't eat pecans.
Oh.
So I couldn't tell you. No, I just don't like them.
Okay.
So if it tastes like pecan, I don't know.
Okay.
It doesn't work for me.
And that's important for anyone else out there. We're giving our impression or our opinion of what we're tasting, but everybody's taste buds are different.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, let's go one more thing. Let's put a scale on it. What do you say?
Oh, and what are you saying?
I'll tell you, this is probably my favorite Willett, and Willett is my favorite brand, so I'm gonna put it at about a 9.2.
Okay. And I'm at about an 8.5. And as Whiskey University gets together, we also taste bourbons and put it on a scale too. And we were also in about that 8.5 range on the scale of 10. The one neat fact about this Noah's Mill is the fact that the Willett Distillery is actually refurbishing the grist mill, the Noah's Mill itself, so that it'll start working again, and it may be next year. And
I hear they're going to actually do weddings and other events there as well. So that's
they
pretty
sure
cool.
are. They're going to have events there that you can rent it out. So
Can't beat that. I'm sure a Bourbon Boys trip to Noah's grist mill would be really cool.
I think that would. Thank you, guys.
Cheers, guys.
Had fun tonight. Hi, my name is Colonel Craig Duncan. I hope you enjoyed the review, and thank you for sticking around to learn more about Whiskey University. At Whiskey University, we were founded in 2009, and we began offering private classes and degrees in 2016. In 2018, we started public classes and now offer them throughout Middle Tennessee. Each class entails both a lesson and 12 small samples in order for you to learn how history and taste come together. We have 7 basic classes that are offered publicly and almost 50 more that are offered privately. For more information about these classes, go to whiskeyuniv.com, or if you'd like to book a class for a party or an event, please email us. Now, I've been told it's important for you guys to like, share, subscribe, or comment to this video. Thank you.